I got so much to learn, but this was awesome to see the quality of production that actually can be had without having a TV studio or something like that, right? Like for me, I'm like, how can I get something that's high quality from this spot that I'm sitting right here, which is my office, and make it look good, sound good, and the quality be like studio quality. So I am thoroughly impressed, hands down.
I got to tell you, there are a lot of people who talk about how JP puts things together and they look so slick and polished. What I'm also really impressed by, even beyond the things that you may see, is on the outside is the stuff that is happening behind the scenes, because the systems and the processes, all the stuff, the machinery that JP's got in place, man knows his stuff. So super impressive, and it's really a privilege to be here and be part of it.
What you have is a glimpse into the future of content. If you're watching this like on your TV right now, think about what you just saw. If you're watching this on your phone, think about all the elements. What's so different between what he has here right now, Content Creation University, and on the show, than what you watch on Apple, what you watch on Netflix? Nothing. Right? I am amazed, number one, at your excellence. Like the ability to be able to take a simple sponsor like VPN and turn it into a real commercial. I'm sorry, that's something big. The ability to be able to build what you built, and you're just getting started. This isn't like, right. Something. It's like this is just getting started. So it's just like, between you, your team, and just the ability to be able to take these things and then be able to infuse a conversation, with high-level entrepreneurs, with different people who have ideas, thought leaders, I think, and give people something of value that they walk away with. It's hard to pull off, y'all. He makes this stuff look easy. It's not easy. But the greatest part is that's why this platform exists. So if you're not subscribed, if you're not tuned in, you're not collapsing time. One of the greatest things you could ever do is listen to people who are already doing it and done it, so that way you can collapse. You don't have to make the same mistakes they did.
One of the reasons why you are not successful in business is because of this: the game. See, you can be the most talented YouTuber, photographer, videographer, graphic designer, coach, author, you name it. You can be the most talented basketball player in your neighborhood. But in order for you to join the big boys, the NBA, you need to understand how the game is played. See, in order for you to understand or learn the rules of the game, you need somebody that has played there before. Somebody that has learned and mastered the rules of the game to teach you that. And once you learn that, you will be able to be drafted. And here's what happens. After you drafted, you will get a coach that's gonna keep your amazing talent in check. See, you cannot just get on the field and do whatever you wanna do. Here's the sad reality. Talent alone is not enough for you to be successful in business. Having all the amazing equipment that you need to get the job done is still not enough for you to be successful. Now, when I say successful, I mean being able to consistently land premium clients. That's why I decided to create Content Creators University. Who am I? My name is JP Hightek. I am a global branding expert. I am also the founder and CEO of a media agency called Perfect Zone Productions. As a matter of fact, you are in one of my studios right now.
Hey, it's Tanya Smith here of Get Noticed with Video and Stream Like a Boss TV.
Hey everybody, my name is Michelle Singh. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I have an educational consulting firm.
Hey you guys, James Hicks here from Hicks New Media.
JP has an incredible presence. When I go and I look people up and try to find out more about them, everything was stellar. Anything that you could find about JP showed that he was an upstanding gentleman, that he delivered amazing and beautiful visual presence, that he tells the truth and he is authentic and genuine. And all of those things made me say, yes, absolutely.
I just worked with JP Hightek from Perfect Zone Productions, and we spent the entire day together doing photos and video shoots for my rebranding of my company. And when I tell you the entire experience was amazing, it was amazing.
Right. I had the privilege of working with JP on some brand and media assets that I wanted worked on within my studio, and everything from the initial conversation to the planning discussions to the constructive feedback and criticism that I was given from him was absolutely spot on.
I was all on it because I believed in him and I could see what he was capable of doing through the lens of others who have been on the internet that have been impacted by him and his truth. So I actually became a client of JP because he gave me truth. He said, you know what, I like your live stream. I enjoy the content, but the presence, what you're putting out there in terms of the professionalism of your live stream needs to match the level of the excellence of content that you're delivering. And when he said this, I paused for a minute and I thought, he's so right. So what did I do? I asked, can you help me? Can you and your team help me? And JP and his team created the most beautiful graphics. They were perfectly branded for me, for what I wanted to do with Stream Like a Boss. I find myself using them consistently and regularly in almost every live stream show that I do, and I often get compliments and people DMing and asking, who did your graphics? Who put that together?
So, this is me before JP.
And this is me after JP. Do I look awesome or what? I finally have correct colors. I'm human. Yes, I am human. I have the correct colors in the background, my regular purples that I can see with them. You know, I can see the purples. I can see the purples. So I'm really happy, JP, for you putting this together for me, this custom LUT. It took about 48 hours and it was really amazing customer service. So go ahead and get yours. This is Dr. Elo out.
And I thank him, I thank his team for what they've provided me. I definitely look forward to working more and closely with them in the future as my needs evolve. So I really just wanted to tell folks, if you're looking for someone to help you design, build either your website, media kit, some type of branding materials, definitely check out my man JP Hightek and his team. Appreciate you, man.
So if you're looking for photos, rebranding, video, commercials, anything I guess related to that media aspect and branding aspect of your company, I highly recommend Perfect Zone Productions. Not only did they provide the environment and the space for me to get the images and the videos that I needed done, but everything even down to the outfits and even down to the makeup was a part of the experience. And so if you're looking for somebody to just do it all for you and your company, as far as branding, Perfect Zone Productions, JP Hightek, that's who you need to contact.
We have the talent already. We have the motivation already. We have maybe the equipment that we need already. What else is there? Come and learn with me. Let me teach you the rules, the things that I had to learn to take my business to 6 figures. The day my company made $100,000, I understood how to apply those things. And once you learn how to apply those rules, you can 10x that. Now I'm able to take my podcast, Content Creators University, and I was able to land so many clients that last year, in a matter of 4 to 5 months, I was able to make the same 6 figures. You can do the same thing too. This is not rocket science. You just need to learn. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. This takes a lot of work. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You must be willing to do the job. See, here's the deal. Entrepreneurship means that you are willing to be working when everybody else is asleep. You're willing to put in 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Today, now is the time to put in the hard work. Work like none other so that later you can leave like none other. So if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to learn and apply, if you're willing to go through the courses, master classes, conference replays, materials, and everything that me and my team are about to give you in this private community, well, come join me. You have two options. You have the free option. Hey family, guess what? The Content Creators University is a show that airs every single week, but I want to connect with you. I want you to go ahead and download my mobile application. If you have an iPhone, go ahead and download my app called JP Hightek TV right now onto your phone. If you have a TV, a smart TV, my app is also available on your Roku TV, right? Go ahead and download JP Hightek TV on your Roku TV or your Amazon Fire TV right now, and let's connect together, right? I want you to grow with me. I want us to grow together. If you love podcasts, I'm also happy to tell you that the Content Creators University is available syndicated across every podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, Audible, Google Podcasts, you name it, we are there. Spotify and all of that. Go ahead and download it, listen to it, and do me a favor. If you appreciate what we're doing, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Leave me a review on any of those podcast platform or mobile application platform. Let me know if any of the hard work that we're putting into this community, this broadcast, this podcast is helping you. If you appreciate all the amazing guests that we're bringing onto the platform to share their expertise with you. This is a lot of work, family, and I'm doing all this in order for you to be able to grow your business the right way, leveraging content creation. Thanks so much, and if you appreciate what we do, go ahead and as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, JP Hightek Reviews. Follow me personally if you want to, connect with me on all social media, and the handle is @JP Hightek. I love connecting. Like I always say, network is the new currency. So I want to see you online, I want to connect with you, and I want to hear from you. Let's grow together. Be safe, like I always say. See you next time. Shalom. Peace.
All right. Welcome back, family. Welcome to another episode of the Content Creators University. Very excited. We're back again with another episode that I know you guys will appreciate. We're doing some things a little differently. I know, guys, usually we meet on Tuesday evenings, right? Around 7 p.m. Central Time. And those are 7, 8 Eastern. But we're trying to do something a little different. And if you notice, the title of this one is called Real Talk with JP Hightek. This is something new that I want to start where we can have some real conversations, right? Because as we know, sometimes for a certain change to take place, the conversation might be a little uncomfortable. Change a lot of times can feel uncomfortable, but it is important that we talk about those things so we can see true transformation, true change, right? True elevation in the things that we're doing. And that's why we're here today. And as you can see, the title, we're talking about, why? Why? What are the reasons why your podcast is not making any money? And this is something that people ask me a lot, right? I get those a lot where people are asking me, what are the best ways to truly, tangibly make money from their podcast, right? People want to know what are the best ways to make money. But instead of telling you what are the best ways to make money, I want to tell you why is it you're not making money, because that is actually more relevant. And we're about to dive into that. There's several factors that I see, and it breaks my heart to see a lot of amazing creators, right, have amazing content, amazing podcasts, whether it's just audio, video, but realistically not making any money. And the goal of this episode, this training today, is at the end of it, you will figure out really how you can start making money today from your podcast. Or why is it that you've been producing your podcast and really you're not getting any return on your investment, right? Very, very important that we get those return. That's why we're here. I want to give a shout out to all of those that are joining us here. If you're right here joining and watching live, let me know in the comment section where you're joining from. We'll love to hear from you. And, this type of episodes, real talk with JP Hightek, is something that I want to start bringing to you guys. Maybe on a monthly basis. We'll see how that goes. And also due to how busy my season is currently, that's why we're meeting around this time, which is 2 p.m. my time. I'm Central right now, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time right now during the day. Let's see who other folks that during the day are able to join us. But if you're joining the replay, go ahead and put in the comment section, #replay. We'll love to know. And what will be the one thing that you're taking away from here. Now, if you're new completely to me, well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is JP Hightek. I am a global branding expert, and I am the founder and creator and humble host of this platform called Content Creators University. And our motto here, our goal is to empower you, right, to leverage content. Okay, leverage content to grow your business. And so that is the main goal of this platform. And so as a global branding expert, I help entities, small businesses, individuals, establish, develop, and embrace their trademark identity. And that is a recipe to allow you to build your premium brand. And I do that through, the ways of graphic web design, live video, right? Like we're watching right now, or branding, right? Branding, leveraging, your web design, your online marketing and presence. Those things are going to allow you to do it, but do it the right way, because having beautiful pictures does not tell you have a brand, right? Having, banners across and posting on all social media is not having a brand. So all those things, we come up with a strategy to allow you to grow your business, building that premium brand, and ultimately that's going to allow you to charge more for your product and services. So I highly appreciate that. Hey, what's going on, my brother James Hicks? I see you in the comment section. Thanks for joining. Very, very excited. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate you being here with me. And this is going to be a very, very good conversation. Now, of course, if you are new, right? And if you're new, you're not familiar with what we do here. The first thing that we do here is talk about what's new, what news do we have, and then we dive into the nitty and gritty of the conversation. And if you're watching this anywhere else, where I want to thank you, ultimately, I want to encourage you to join us on YouTube, right? Join the Bang on YouTube, and let's go ahead and, grow together here on YouTube, as this is what we do, right? We want to grow on YouTube. And the YouTube channel is JP Hightek Reviews, which is the channel. So make sure you come on YouTube and let's grow together. All right, so let's go ahead and run the first ad. This podcast is both listener and ad supported. And then we'll talk about what's new in the Content Creators University. So don't go anywhere, family. Stay with me. We'll be right back right after this.
What's up, y'all? This is your man, Lionel. I am super excited that I had the opportunity to work with my man, JP Hightek. Man, JP was absolutely fabulous. I mean, from start to finish, he was instrumental in helping me to understand not only what my mission, what my vision is, but how to communicate that visually. So one of the examples I give you real quick is that JP helped me a lot with my look. With the LUT, that's how I started out with JP. As you can see right now, look overexposed, too much light. It's spilling over into the background. You can look really, you can see the chair in the middle, to boom, this right here gave me my natural skin color, natural texture. Just a wonderful a piece of work working with JP. So what I really liked about him is that he not only helped me to show visually what it is I wanted to do, but he actually walked me through the process to hear what it is I was trying to do. And then he spent over 4 hours. Think about that. 4 hours working with me one-on-one to help me get it looking to where I wanted to look, where I could invite guests onto my platform as well. So I highly recommend JP Hightek, not only for your personal branding and your website and all of those things, but I recommend JP because he's personable, he's direct to show you exactly where you need to go and how you need to go there, but he's also super professional from start to finish. I see professionalism. So I highly recommend JP, and I know you guys will like him too. If you have any questions for me, let me know, but definitely JP is the man we work with. If you have any questions, let me know. Peace.
We don't believe in ourselves enough to create the systems for success.
Oh my God. You get paid what you negotiate. 5 years, 153 million. You don't get paid what you are worth. You get paid what you negotiate.
A lot of creators are trapped in this mindset of having quantity. Oh, if I can post the video every single day on YouTube, I will become a major success.
Anything less than luxury is too low. Now, I'm not talking about money, cars, and clothes. Remember, I'm talking about the mindset, okay?
We have to tell the stories of who the customer is, how our product will help them, who we are, why we understand the customer and our product, what we believe, what our business stands for.
Our messaging online is completely confusing to the person that would be involved in our community because they don't know what our actual focus is.
So that's why it's important that you know who you are serving. In business, you have to know who you're serving. So what makes you and your content uniquely qualified to serve your audience?
Again, 8 seconds. Someone is deciding if they want to do business with you. In 8 seconds, they're deciding, all of these different things about you. And so we don't have that much time.
Once you find that, sustain the output, then scale the growth. Then you gotta stabilize, get your sea legs. Then you gotta simplify again, because when you're trying to achieve that next level of growth, you gotta remove all the clutter.
Personal relevance and passion are key drivers of engagement. With over 60% of consumers who watched something on YouTube in the past 24 hours saying that it was related to something they're passionate about.
All right, family. Welcome back here. Let's go ahead and talk about the news, what's happening right here in the Content Creators University. First thing, always, if you didn't know, we have our community, and our community is called Content Creators University, which is a private community that you can join for free today. All you have to do is go to the website, which is contentcreatorsuniversity.com. I repeat, contentcreatorsuniversity.com is a place for you to go and join like-minded thinkers, creators just like you, people that want to be in the same place and want to grow together. And that is what we do. And of course, we do have the premium version where we have conference replays, master classes, courses, a whole lot of tools that will allow you to grow your business as a content creator. That's very, very important. We have, for example, packs of contracts that you will use in order to sign contracts with the people that that are booking you for your services and things like that. And those were created by creators for creators, right? Those are not just standard ones that you can just pull from online, because there are certain aspects as a creator that you want to think about. If you don't, then you'll be screwed. That's just, based on experience. Been doing this for over 15 years, and fellas, got to tell you one thing. You want to protect your investment. You want to protect yourself whenever you get into any type of projects that you're working on with anybody. Again, all those are available in the Content Creators University by going to contentcreatorsuniversity.com. Of course, family. All right. Don't forget that. And of course, I want to go ahead and let you guys know we do have another sponsor that is called Afrique Salt Prod. And Afrique Salt Prod is one of the best television in Europe, and they're sponsors here. And they're giving every listener and every person that's watching this podcast, all right, that watches the Content Creators University free 30 days advertisement on their television, right? Is a TV station based in Europe that broadcasts in the whole world. Go ahead again. The website is africsoulprodtv.com, right? africsoulprodtv, which is one of the best TV stations in Europe. Go ahead and check it out. Music TV station, pretty cool stuff. And go ahead and promote when you get there. Tell them that you came from JP Hightek. Give them the name JP Hightek promo, and you will get your free 30-minute advertisement. If you have a business, a service, or anything, take advantage of this, family. You never know. I have clients myself all over the world, from Canada, France, Belgium, Africa. I mean, I have clients all over the world. And the beauty of the web is that you can work with people from all over the place. Again, don't forget, the website is africsoulprodtv.com. That's where you want to go, all right? I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN, that's been with us since season 1. They're still here with us. All you have to do and get your free 3 months today is by going to expressvpn.com/JP Hightek. expressvpn.com/JP Hightek. Virtual private network. Get it today. Amazing, works amazing. I personally love it, and that will allow you to cover and protect your investment, especially that we're spending so much time on the web today. Those are things that we need to look into. Of course, finally, before we jump into today's conversation full of folks that are like, I just want to connect with you, JP. Well, you can. All you have to do is go to the website, jphightek.com. If you're listening to it, it's HIGHTK.com, jphightek.com. Go ahead, visit that website. I'm more than happy to connect with you. There's a booking button. Click on booking and get on my calendar. Let's see how me and my team can help you level up the things that are trying to do and make a better impact with your creation. All right. So today we're talking about something that I believe we should all care about. Is the reason your podcast is not making any money? Well, let's dive into it right after this. Why is it that our podcast, I said our because there's a lot of folks, amazing creators, professionals in their industry, in the things that they do, that are wondering, why is it that they're putting in so much effort, they're putting in so much work, right? Every week or every month, very faithfully releasing content, right? Releasing podcast work, but do not seem to get any true return on their investment. When I say true, I mean making real money, true return, right? Return on their investment. Why is it? What are they missing? Well, that's what we're about to talk about today. If you're new, if you want to know what's my background, well, allow me to let you know I'm a global branding expert. I'm the CEO and founder of a media agency, one of the best ones actually here in Tennessee, called Perfect Zone Productions. All right. We provide cinematography, live video services, web and graphic design software, and mobile app development, photography, social media management, marketing, podcast production, and distribution. All right. And you're listening to my podcast right now. So I'm just there with you. I'm a creator just like you. Okay. And just like you, I was there as well. There used to be a time where I was wondering how to actually make tangible money with my podcast, until I had to really approach this thing differently. And once I applied the things that we're about to talk about in this episode today, everything changed. I started making real money, and I'm grateful that I was able to make 6 figures in 5 months with this same podcast. What does this all mean? Well, one couple of things that we need to understand, that the traditional way of making podcasts, right, making money with podcasts, barely works today. What are you talking about, JP? Well, 90% of podcasts are not profitable. Did you hear what I said? Over 90%. Whether it's audio or video podcasts, sadly, are not profitable using the traditional way of making money? Well, don't take it just from me. Take it from, right, people that truly host other podcasts, right? So, for example, let me show you. If you look here, you see the statistics, and I love talking about statistics, family. And this is coming from Lisbon. Lisbon is one of the largest podcast hosts out there. You can look it up. Libsyn, one of the largest podcast hosts, and they released a statistic, and this is pretty disturbing, family. Pretty disturbing. So what they're saying is that 7.1, and I should put only 7.1% of podcasts get 5,000 downloads per episode. I'm not sure you're realizing this. Only 7.1% of podcasts get 5,000 downloads per episode. Now, only 2% of podcasts get 20,000 downloads per episode. And the third one, 1% of podcasts get 37,000 downloads per episode. So the largest number is 7%. So 7%, if you think about it for a second, what happened? Pretty much just for me, almost 10%, right? So what happens to the 90+% of people that are releasing podcasts, that are being faithful, that are trying to make a return on their investment? What is going on with those people? Why is it that they're not making money? Well, here's the problem. Remember, I told you that the traditional way of monetizing your podcast barely works. Well, these numbers are captured from the traditional way, meaning the downloads of people, the number of reviews that you get, the number of traffic that you get, and maybe the people that are sponsoring your podcast the traditional way. Those are how they're measuring it. And if you look at the creator economy today, there's so many amazing creators that are releasing podcasts. If you go to any podcast platform right now, you want to search for a podcast, you'll be overwhelmed, right? You go into business industry, for example, you're going to find so many podcasts, in the business industry. You go to, the fitness industry, you name it, you find so many, and you're wondering which one should you be following, right? Which one is the best and all that. So the traditional way of standing out and making money with your podcast barely works. It is so hard for you to hit the mark, which is why you need to find a better way to monetize and really make a true return on your investment, which is what we're about to talk about here today. Okay. So now let's go ahead and dive into it. One, let me ask you a question. What is the purpose of your podcast? You need to have a purpose. You will not believe how many amazing creators that clearly do not have a clear, defined purpose for their podcast. Some will tell you that, well, they're just doing a podcast to connect with people. Well, here's the thing, connecting with people or building more awareness is a good thing, right? But when we're talking about making money, that should not be the purpose, right? The primary purpose of your podcast, because that's what you're going to get. If the primary goal or reason for which you're, doing your podcast is to create awareness or to connect with the people that are following you, well, guess what? You will struggle, right? And you have to have a clear, defined reason for which you are doing your podcast, right? It needs to have a clear, defined purpose, because that purpose will determine how you are structuring every single thing when it comes up to your podcast production. So I'm not going to stay here long today, right? So what is the purpose of your podcast? You need to make sure you determine that clearly, that there's no confusion, that you know exactly who you're speaking to, why you're speaking to them, and how you're speaking to them, right? Why is it that you chose that specific way to talk to them, and have a clear purpose? Because once you know the purpose, you'll be able to clearly articulate that to the people that are coming or that are potentially discovering your podcast, right? And those people now will stay with you. And those people now will see the reason, to spend money with you, right? So very important, define the purpose of your podcast. Don't do it because somebody else is doing it, right? What is your personal purpose? Very important. Now, once you've defined that, the second point here is, what is your unique value proposition? Everyone should have a value proposition, but what is your unique value proposition? What's unique to the value you're proposing to the people that are coming? Or it might be similar, but what is the unique approach you're taking to present that to them? Or do you even have a value proposition? What is a value proposition? Well, why should people listen to you? And don't tell me it's because you're an expert in what you do. Yeah, that's great, right? There are plenty of people that are going to self-proclaim themselves experts and things like that. So the question is, why should people listen to you versus somebody else that's maybe more established than you? What do you have that's unique? It may be in the delivery system that's unique. It may be in the presentation of the information that's unique. It may be in the way it's packaged that's unique. It may be you having a unique way to present the content you're presenting. But what is that unique value proposition? You have to be clearly defined, family. And these are just the fundamental things, right? Foundational things that you need to think about before you even launch your podcast. And if you already launched your podcast, well, guess what? Think about those things after you've launched it so that you can correct the things that you're doing, okay? Very, very important. Now, let's go ahead and move to the next thing. Do you treat your podcast as a business or a hobby? Let me pause that right there for a second. Because sadly, there's so many amazing podcasts that are not treated as an actual business. Why? What do you mean, JP? Well, whenever you are running a business or whenever you want to start a business, there's a different way that you think about it, right? Different way that you think about it. Hey, shout out to you, Silverhead Fitness. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us live. Aloha to you as well. I appreciate you being here. Very, very excited. So, are you treating your podcast as a business or as a hobby? If you're just doing your podcast to have fun, then that's fine. But if you're looking to make a true return on your investment, trying to make money, well, you need to change your approach, right? And when we're talking about business, I'm a business owner myself, and you know that whenever we want to create a business, there are certain things that we have to do, right? We have to have a legally registered business name. You have to have your LLC. You have to have your domain name. You have to have a business email. You have to get your DUNS number. You have to get it registered. All those things that you want to do for a traditional business. Do that for your podcast. Well, why should I do that, JP? Well, here's the thing. In order to start making money, people will have to start spending money with your business. And when you have a business mindset surrounding your podcast, the way you're discussing any potential partnership, ambassador program, sponsorship, all that changes. But if your philosophy of it is just a hobby thing you're doing, well, you will not give it the attention that it deserves, right? Which is one. Second, you will not take it as seriously. Third, people that want to spend money with your podcast will not take you as seriously. Believe it or not, the way you think about something will affect the way you present that thing to people. Okay? The way you think about something will affect the way you present it. And the way you show up also is an outcome of what you think about your podcast. So the mentality first has to change. The way you think about it has to change. The way you approach it has to change. The way you present it has to change. And if you don't have all these legal assets established, highly encourage you to do that. Because not only those are going to allow you to land proper contracts, right? Proper deals with organizations that will want to work with you, but also that will legally protect you. It will legally protect your production, your investment, your podcast, everything you're putting out there. So very, very important that you understand that your podcast needs to be treated as a business. Now that we've done that and we understand that this is very serious, now we can move to the next step, which is, what is your engagement tool? What do I mean? Well, engagement is what's going to allow people to want to come back over and over and over again to listen to you, to watch your podcast if you're doing a video podcast, right? And to engage with your brand. Engagement meaning spend money with your brand. So some people, right, they're not that engaging whenever they're on camera or whenever they're speaking. So how are you structuring your podcast? For example, if you're watching my podcast or if you're listening to it, hop on YouTube, JP Hightek Reviews, come and check it out. You will see that on the visuals of my podcast, I have a lot of different things that are happening on the screen. You see a scrolling thicker at the bottom, right? Talking to you. You have my lower third animated name that's going in and out. You have the name of the podcast. You have a picture of me that is scrolling through, changing, telling you different places you can connect with me on social media, how many times we meet a week, and all those things. Those things, believe it or not, in your subconscious is helping you, right, engage with me. In other words, is removing the boring aspect of the podcast, right? Not only that, if you've followed my podcast, if you've listened to the podcast or you've watched it since the beginning, you realize that there are several other elements that are part integral of the podcast that's helping you out, right? For you to be engaged when you're watching or listening to this specific podcast. Some people may not need all of this. Some people may be very engaging in the way they speak, in the way they deliver, right? Their podcast, their delivery system is very engaging. However, you need to know that people need to be engaged. And you need to find a way to engage with your target audience. That's a very, very important thing that you need to do. And that's something that we do for clients and people. We sit down, determine the best way, depending on your personality, depending on the type of podcast you're trying to put out there, release it, depending on, the target audience. We help you come up with the best engagement tool for your podcast. So it is important that we think about our engagement tool. What do we have that we can use that will allow people to be engaged with us? Take a minute, think about that, work on that, develop that. And that should be one of your secret weapons that you use whenever you're doing your podcast. All right. So now, next thing that I want to talk about here is, let me ask you, do you have a legitimate offer? Do you have a legitimate offer? Now, this is something that breaks my heart. I see a lot of amazing creators. I watch their podcasts, amazing podcasts, right? I listen to their podcasts, amazing. Here's the thing. At the end of the podcast, they barely promoted themselves. They barely presented an offer to the listeners or the people that are watching. You need to have an offer. If you're talking about the fact that people are not spending money with you or people are not purchasing your product, the question, do you even have a product to offer them? Are you presenting that product and encouraging people to purchase that product? What systems do you have in place to capture those leads whenever they now continue to want to look into whatever service or product that you're offering them? See, it's crucial in today's society, in the world we live in today, that you leverage your own platform. If you watch or listen to any of my podcasts, you will notice that I do have something called ad break. If you watch television, traditional TV, cable TV, or what have you, you'll notice that they always have something called ad break, right? The stations themselves, that's how they make money, right? Announcers pay money to them to promote their product and services as well, right? Either they have a sponsor on that specific show or that person paid to have their announcement promoted on that TV station. That's the same approach that I take whenever I'm doing my video podcast. Or when I'm doing my audio podcast, I do the same approach. There's a time where I talk to people about a specific offer. depending on the season, and encouraging them to connect with me, to look into a clear, to go to a specific place, right? Clear call to action for them to take action there. Those things are vital, because if you don't tell people what you have to offer and why that is important to them and how they can get it, they will not take action with you. They will not go and look for it. And do not be shy to talk about your offers or your services. See, that really hurts me. And again, this is a real talk. This real talk with JP Hightek. So we're being real here. You cannot be shy about your own product, or you can even be uncertain about the services and the products you want to offer people. If you're uncertain, if you're doubting yourself, well, nobody else is going to want to purchase it because you don't believe in your own product yourself. So how is it that other people are going to believe in what you're selling in order for them to go purchase it? And that also goes in the way you're talking about it, right? Some people, I watch some podcasts, they'll barely mention it, right? In a very, very shy manner, shy way, right? Hesitant way. They'll barely mention the product or service or how people can work with them and continue in the conversation. It is great to have those conversations. But if you truly want to make money, you need to let people know. And we both know that repetition is key. Repetition is very important. Some people, I see them when they started their podcast, right? A long time ago, they used to talk about their product and service. And then they don't do it anymore. Here's the thing. You do not know on which episode people are going to discover you for the first time, right? That philosophy, if television, traditional cable TV, will have that philosophy, the TV shows or the live broadcasts that we love so much that we watch on live television, primetime television, they will not be advertising those same products anymore. As a matter of fact, if you watch it, sometimes, I'm not sure about you, but sometimes I'll be watching TV and I'll feel like, why is it that they keep running the same ad over and over and over again? I'm tired of watching the same ad, right? They put the same ad maybe so many times, right? And you got tired of it. Well, here's the thing. Repetition is key. Repetition is vital. People's brain process things differently. Some people need that to be repeated. Even when you go to school, you take classes, any program, anything you learn, they will repeat that to you over and over and over again, because that helps you remember, and it helps put that information in your head so that whenever you disconnect or you go to something else, remember, we live in a society where there's a lot of traffic, a lot of distraction online or everywhere we're watching, right? And so that is going to allow you to remember what they talked about. Maybe you did not capture the link properly. You don't remember. Well, guess what? That repetition is going to help you remember, which is why it is important not to be shy about talking about your own products and services. It is your show. It is your podcast. All right. And know that today, that is something that's done everywhere. So people understand when you tell them that. They understand that it takes money, right, for you to have a very high-end, high-quality, high production value that you're giving them. And people appreciate whenever you're actually taking the time to produce something of high value to them. So when you're telling them about a product or service that can, first of all, support your business or support what you're doing, people that are truly, right, lovers of what you do, lovers of you, that truly want to support you, will not hesitate to spend the money with you. And they will gladly do so because they love what you do. They love what you're talking about. And they truly appreciate what? The value proposition that you're giving them. I love what you're saying, Silverhead. She said, ad break school. I get shy, but I made an offer on a recent post. We'll do that more now. Yes, yes, and yes. Do not be shy about talking about the products and services that you have to offer your community. Remember, you will end up building a community of people that, one, trust you, because that is a trust factor that you're developing with people, right? So that they trust you as the expert, as the professional, right? Two, people that respect you. When you trust somebody, you respect the person. And three, people that want to invest in you. They may already be spending the money with a competitor, And that competitor may not even be giving them all the value that you give them to the podcast that you're producing, that you're releasing, that you're creating. So that podcast now is giving them so much value, and that's allowing them to develop that trust factor, that respect factor, and the willingness to support you in what you do, that they will not hesitate to go spend the money with you. And now here's the thing, family. Here's the thing. Very, very important. Whenever you are telling them to go purchase your product or services, make sure that you are ready for them to go there. What am I talking about? Well, this is going to take us to this final point that I have for you today is your podcast should be the starting point and not the ending point. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the conversation factor of it. Remember, I always said this thing. Your podcast, whenever you're doing a podcast, that podcast should not end the conversation. It should start the conversation. Let me repeat that. The conversation that you're having during your podcast should be a starting point for them to want to continue with you by wanting to work with you. Okay? So, as you're having the conversation take place, as everything's taking place, there's something you want to do. Well, let me tell you what you need to do right after this. I'll be right back. Stay with me, family. Don't go anywhere.
Miss Luck, I'm so happy. I look so good, y'all. I'm crispy. All right, I'm crispy. I'm done. Listen, y'all. Oh my goodness. Life is a little dull sometimes, right? You can see my colors right now. My colors is a little dull. And sometimes you gotta bring a little bit more life to what you do. Look at me. My boy JP set me up with an amazing LUT. The process was incredible. Before he even sent it my way, he told me how my lighting should be. We got on a Zoom call. We went through all of the settings on the camera, made sure I'm white balanced properly, made sure my lighting was right. Even the foreground and background lighting, he made sure everything was crispy. He let me know what popped with my skin. He made me feel real good. Okay, he made me feel real good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. He made me feel real good. And man, you guys can see going from 0, all right, to hero. Okay, like let me just dial it in just enough. He even gave me the number to dial it in on. Now, some of you may be asking, what in the heck is a LUT? Now, a LUT is all about getting that custom dial-in color grading that you need just for your custom look. It was important to me as I'm growing my YouTube channel, as I'm growing as a broadcaster, as I'm growing as a content creator. I wanted to make sure that all of my coloring was right and tuned in each and every single time I turn on the camera. Every single time I look into the camera and I'm doing a video, I want to make sure I look good. And if you are a content creator, you're going to want to have your own custom look. You don't want to just download one from the internet and you just put it in there and it looks kind of cool. You want to make sure you have something that's custom from you that no one else has, and my boy JP is the one who can make it happen for you. I'm so happy with my product. It's just incredible. Get it today. I'm overjoyed. It's just an amazing quality product, and I appreciate JP so much, man. You just don't know how amazing you are and how great this product is in this LUT. I'm so happy. I look so good, y'all. I'm crispy. All right, I'm crispy. I'm done. Yeah, just get with JP now. Just get with him now. That's it.
All right, family, welcome back. We're here talking about why is it that your podcast ain't working, and this was you just heard my boy Jay Dunn talking about your custom LUT. Your custom LUT is something that we offer here. If you're looking for a custom LUT, then yeah, you are at the right place. We help a lot of individuals. All you have to do is go to the URL jphightek.com/custom LUT. I repeat, JP Hightek. If you're listening to it, is jphightek.com/custom LUT, and go ahead and get your own customized LUT created for you today. All right. Why is it that you should get a custom LUT and not something on the web? Well, here's the deal. Whenever you're creating a LUT or you want to have a LUT, right, which is stand for lookup table, that is created putting, thinking about certain factors. For example, your skin tone is put into factor, right? Your lighting situation, your primary, secondary colors, all those things are important. So if you go purchase a traditional LUT, well, guess what? It wasn't your skin tone that was used to create it. It was not your specific lighting scenario in your studio that was used to create it. And so whenever you're applying that to, you're going to end up looking, a little weird, which is why you want to use something that's custom to your skin. We all have a different skin texture, different skin tone, and that makes you stand out on your video. That's what I use personally. And there's multiple looks. You can have, the corporate look. You can have, the cinematic look, you name it. Again, the URL is jphightek.com/custom LUT. Now, let's go ahead and get back into what we were talking about here is the point number 6, which has to do with your podcast starting point. Now, let me help you understand what I mean. Your podcast, for example, whenever you're doing your podcast, ask yourself one question. How can I make sure that people at the end of the podcast will want to continue the conversation by going to a specific link that I have? For example, in my case, how can I make people want to go on my website or want to go purchase this specific product or want to go look me up or want to go get on my calendar or want to connect with me because they maybe have a question or something? How can I continue that conversation? That is very important. Now, here's the thing that is very important. If you do not have a system in place, if you do not have a proper lead magnet, if you do not have a landing page or something set in place to capture that lead and be able to nurture that lead and convert that lead, then guess what? That will also be a wasted effort. Which is why I always tell people, do not just have a podcast created. Think about the moneymaker. The moneymaker in plain, layman's term will be, for example, your website. Will be the product that you have on your landing page. And here's the problem. Sometimes I also see creators simply will have a product and say, here's the link, go buy the product. Give them a reason, which is why some people will have a funnel right there, right? Which is why some people will have testimonials right there, which is why some people will have certain things created in a unique, attractive way that's going to speak, right? You have to have a custom designed funnel, whether it's visible or invisible, where people will want to take action now that you got them on your landing page. What do you have on that landing page that's going to allow them to stay there, want to learn more? Sometimes people get them in my email. They want to ask more questions. Sometimes people get in my calendar. They want to get in a meeting with me or a member of my staff. Sometimes people are sold to go ahead and make their purchases. So that work also has to be done. So if, for example, you just come in doing your podcast and that foundational work hasn't been done, then it will be hard for you to capture those leads, because remember, traffic is coming, but you're not capturing the traffic properly, which is why you're not making the money that you're supposed to make. And remember that people will compare you to their top three. They'll compare you to their top 3 in the industry you're in. So know that you're not the only person that may be talking about similar. Let me take a specific example. Let's say you're a photographer. You're not the only photographer on the market. So what is unique about your landing page, or how do you have a design about the offer that you have for them that's going to entice them to want to work with you, right? And when you're doing your podcast and you're giving them all the value, how is it that you are putting in what product or what follow-through offer do you have for them to want to follow through and continue with them, right? Sometimes people have a free gift that, when they land to your page, they're like, if you want this free ebook, if you want this free guide, this free training, go here and go get it, right? Knowing very well that whenever they land there, you have other offers right there. I'm giving you ideas. I'm giving you solutions. I'm helping you think outside the box so you can start making true money today. But it is vital that you take the time to prepare that. and in my professional experience. That is vital to the survival of your podcast. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and this brings it to the end. And of course, I will not be leaving you without telling those of you that are like, you know what, JP, I appreciate you. I want to connect with you. Well, you can connect with me today. Get on my calendar. Go to jphightek.com/booking, JPHIGHTEK, jphightek.com/booking. Or go to connect@jphightek.com today. And let's connect. Let's see how me and my team can help you level up, build a premium brand, charge more for your product or services, right? And dominate your competition. That's what we do. And I appreciate you guys for joining us. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Words for change. Yes. He loves number 6. He said, I love this point. I have images in my mind of how I can do better to promote my podcast. Yes. Love it. Love it, man. That is the way. Remember, we is our podcast. We hold the cards, right? It's our platform, and people are not bothered by it. We need to change the way we think and change the way we do things. And I can assure you, you will see some true traffic. And let's capture it. Once that is said the proper way, you will capture those traffic and things will change. Thank you so much, family, for joining us. If you found value, don't forget to share this with a friend or family member. Silverhead Fitness, I appreciate you as well. Thanks for being here, everyone. The Fireplace was good. What's good, my brother? What's good? We just got to the end. Thanks for joining us, my man. Thanks for all the love and support and all the engagement in the comment section. If you appreciate this video, this free training, share it with somebody, a friend or family member, or better yet, follow us, because this is what we do every week. We try to bring you amazing stuff like this every week, content to help you grow. And don't forget to join the private community. ContentCreatorsUniversity.com is a place to be. I'll see you guys next week again for another video or another live stream or training, or even with a guest. Be safe. Like I always say, shalom. Bye-bye, family.